A bushy tail twitches in the shadows of a grand oak tree. A gray squirrel holds a single, prized acorn between its paws. It glances left, then right, sensing the invisible eyes of a rival blue jay perched nearby. With frantic speed, the squirrel digs a small hole, thrusts its head inside, covers the spot with dirt and leaves, and scampers away. But there's a secret. The hole is empty. The acorn is still tucked safely under the squirrel's chin. This is not just a search for food. This is a high-stakes game of psychological warfare. In the quiet suburbs and ancient forests of the world, a complex battle of wits unfolds every autumn. While humans prepare for winter with sweaters and heaters, squirrels engage in a massive logistical operation known as scatter hoarding. Unlike animals that store all their food in one central location, squirrels distribute their wealth across hundreds, even thousands of tiny underground vaults. This strategy is designed to minimize loss. If one cache is discovered by a thief, the rest of the fortune remains safe. However, this creates a new challenge. How does one small creature remember the location of 3,000 individual nuts while simultaneously protecting them from a community of professional looters? The answer lies in a remarkable cognitive ability and a behavioral quirk known as deceptive caching. Scientists have observed that when a squirrel knows it is being watched by a potential thief, whether it be another squirrel or a clever bird, it changes its behavior entirely. It begins to perform fake burials. The squirrel will dig a hole, pat the soil down with its paws, and even use its snout to smooth over the surface, all while keeping the actual nut hidden in its mouth or tucked away. These decoy caches are designed to waste the time and energy of the thief. While the interloper is busy digging up empty dirt, the original owner is far away, safely securing the real prize in a secret location. This level of tactical deception suggests a much higher level of intelligence than previously attributed to these rodents. To pull off a successful lie, an animal must possess a rudimentary theory of mind. It must understand that another individual has its own perspective and might be trying to gain information. By creating a false reality, a fake food source, the squirrel is actively manipulating the mind of its rival. This is a sophisticated mental game where memory and deception are the primary weapons. The memory of a squirrel is equally astounding. They do not rely on smell alone to find their buried treasure, especially when the ground is frozen or covered in snow. Instead, they use a combination of spatial memory and chunking. Much like how a human remembers a long phone number by breaking it into smaller parts, squirrels categorize their nuts by type or size. They create a mental map of their territory, using landmarks like trees, rocks, and buildings as GPS coordinates. Studies have shown that the hippocampus, the part of the brain associated with memory, actually enlarges in squirrels during the peak of the hoarding season. As the days grow shorter and the air turns crisp, the pressure to survive intensifies. Every calorie counts. A squirrel might spend hours each day engaged in this elaborate dance of digging and deceiving. They are constantly reevaluating their caches. If they feel a hidden spot has been compromised, they will return under the cover of silence to move the nut to a more secure location. It is a life of constant vigilance and calculated paranoia. Yet, this behavior serves a purpose far greater than just individual survival. The squirrel's memory games are a cornerstone of forest ecology. Because they are so prolific in their caching, they inevitably forget a small percentage of their stores. These forgotten acorns and hickory nuts are not wasted. They are the seeds of the next generation of trees. The squirrel, in its frantic attempt to outsmart a thief, becomes an accidental gardener, planting entire forests one fake and real burial at a time. In the end, the simple act of a squirrel burying a nut is a masterclass in evolutionary biology. It is a story of a tiny brain capable of immense feats, of a social world built on distrust and strategy, and of a survival mechanism that has shaped the landscapes of our planet for millions of years. Next time you see a squirrel digging in the dirt, look closer. You might just be witnessing a genius at work, playing a game of memory where the prize is life itself. The forest remains silent as the blue jay finally dives down to investigate the squirrel's work. It digs furiously at the fresh earth, its beak hitting nothing but dry soil. High above in the canopy, the squirrel sits quietly, its real treasure now hidden deep within the hollow of a rotting log, far from the reach of any thief. The game is won for today.